It feels like a lifetime ago since Disney Plus's Obi-Wan Kenobi wrapped up, but in truth, it's only been a little over a month. A lot of fans are already discussing if we'll get to see more of the Grand Inquisitor in Season 2 of Obi-Wan Kenobi. True enough, we picked up several interesting takes on this possibility, so if you're curious to know what these are, make sure you keep on watching to find out. So, did the Grand Inquisitor survive or not? There's a high chance we'll get to see more of this character in Obi-Wan Kenobi Season 2. The collective gasp of Star Wars fans from all around the planet could be heard when the Grand Inquisitor met a gruesome death in the second episode of Star Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi. When we watched it, people at Star Wars Celebration literally let out gasps of annoyance and surprise as Moses Ingram's Reva killed off Rupert Friend's character too soon. But was he actually killed? Would the Star Wars producers really just retcon Star Wars Rebels, a series that is set after Obi-Wan Kenobi and in which the Grand Inquisitor had a significant role? There is no way that we have seen the last of these questions, but we believe we all know the answer. There are more logical explanations for why he might have survived a lightsaber stab to the stomach, in addition to the fact that he is a significant character to just kill off and disregard. One of the reasons we believe his character survives is because Rupert Friend steers clear from any questions about the Grand Inquisitor's shocking death. All through Jimmy Kimmel Live, Friend put up with Kimmel's constant prodding to divulge spoilers. However, Friend has been properly instructed by the Star Wars authorities and would not reveal any such information. However, if you are a fan of Star Wars, you are aware that the Grand Inquisitor cannot be dead for several reasons. The ability to heal everyone who is harmed can be found first and foremost in bacta tanks. It doesn't make sense to remove the Grand Inquisitor before those events because he plays a significant role in the animated series. Furthermore, why would Friend be on his show if he didn't still have a role to perform? As Kimmel points out, why would he even need to advertise the show if his character is indeed no longer alive? Jimmy Kimmel made a wise point there. The Grand Inquisitor was killed by being stabbed in one of his stomachs, according to Friend, who did not say much in response to Kimmel's questions regarding the incident. The Grand Inquisitor is a Powhan, and since they have two stomachs, even if he were only stabbed in one, he might survive. Now that we've got a plausible answer, we hope you're a bit convinced that the Grand Inquisitor is still alive. Now, on to Obi-Wan Kenobi Season 2. What do we know so far about next season? Now, we'll be honest though, so far Disney Plus hasn't officially confirmed Obi-Wan Kenobi for Season 2. But given its success and its potential to explore more of Star Wars lore, we're sure it'll be greenlit sooner rather than later. So, is it possible for the show to have a second season? Obi-Wan Kenobi became the most watched premiere on Disney Plus globally, based on the number of hours streamed in an opening weekend. So, a second season would undoubtedly be a major success for Disney. A second series seems like it would at least be up for consideration with such great numbers. Along with such great results, Hayden Christensen and Ewan McGregor have both expressed openly their desire to have the opportunity to play Darth Vader and Obi-Wan in other films. The miniseries was intended to be a solo story, according to Hayden Christensen in an interview with Radio Times, but the actor is open to coming back to reprise his part. He continued, "But I would love to continue with this character. You know, I think there's certainly more there to explore, and I would be so excited to get to do so," adding that he would certainly be open to playing in Obi-Wan Kenobi Season 2 if it were to be approved. As excited as he is to portray Obi-Wan Kenobi again, Ewan McGregor echoed the same sentiments to Radio Times, saying, "I hope it's not the last time I play him. I had such a great time doing this," and teased, "I'm sure we can think of a few more stories before I turn into Alec Guinness, don't you think?" On the Deadline podcast, author Joby Harold recently discussed the prospect of a second season. He gave the impression that there weren't any immediate plans for more Obi-Wan, but he also gave the impression that he wouldn't be against the idea of returning to the role in the future. Harold said that although he is frequently questioned about it, he hasn't really considered anything else because he has been thinking about Obi-Wan Kenobi as a closed-ended story for so long. "Obi-Wan is a terrific character," he continued, "and the entire cast of the program is full of amazing characters." If confirmed, when will Obi-Wan Kenobi Season 2 premiere? there was a flurry of announcements during the Star Wars celebration, including a ton of concerts to look forward to between now and 2023. Andor, Ahsoka, Star Wars Skeleton Crew, Star Wars Visions Season 2, and the upcoming animated anthology series Tales of the Jedi, which will star Liam Neeson as Qui-Gon Jinn, are all included in that schedule. The second season of Obi-Wan Kenobi was one program that was left off of the roadmap. Even if the second season of a show is in the works, it might not premiere until a few years from now, until a spot opens up in the release calendar. So for now, we could only hope that Disney releases an official confirmation of Obi-Wan Kenobi season. And while they're at it, hopefully the next season will answer some of these burning questions we have about the first season. Can Obi-Wan return to Tatooine safely? The most logical option for the series to end is with Obi-Wan returning to Tatooine and taking up his vigilant guardianship once more. The only issue is that Obi-Wan's continued presence on Tatooine is extremely perilous given the events of the series. Obi-Wan is more of a liability than an advantage to the Lars family because he came so close to being exposed, even though Reva is the only Inquisitorious member to have fully revealed the reasons for Obi-Wan's banishment. Unfortunately, this is only one of many story gaps that the show seems to have intentionally created. We know Obi-Wan must stay on Tatooine for the following 10 years based on the original Star Wars. That choice, however, may not have been the best one based merely on the events of this series. Where will Reva next show up? Reva's final fate was always an intriguing mystery because she was one of a few significant new characters introduced in the series. Reva is still alive, and having turned away from the dark side and her mission to kill Lord Vader, she now faces an uncertain future. Only inference can be drawn that Lucasfilm has further intentions for the character. Where will Reva show up next, though? Will she actively participate in battling the Empire or support the Jedi's restoration? Could she appear in upcoming television programs like Andor or Ahsoka? What about Jedi Survivor, a video game? If Lucasfilm chooses to use them, there are many possibilities for this character. And speaking of Reva, why didn't Vader kill her? Sith betrayals abound in Episode 5 as Reva attempts to overthrow Darth Vader, only to discover that the Dark Lord of the Sith was well aware of her plot. Vader dispatches his new Grand Inquisitor quickly, finally impaling her through the stomach so that the original Grand Inquisitor might take pride in her dead body. Reva appears to be clinging to life, though, as we can see in the immediate aftermath. And given that her predecessor performed the identical action 2 episodes earlier, could we have expected anything less from her? As demonstrated by the Inquisitors and the other dark side practitioners going all the way back to Darth Maul, the force of hatred alone may keep a person alive and help them survive otherwise lethal injuries. Why did Vader believe Reva was really hurt? Is it only that he despises her so much that he doesn't consider the possibility of her living and confronting him once more? Or is everything a part of a bigger scheme, and Vader is aware that the Third Sister scandal still has to be resolved? However, it appears that Vader merely assumed Reva was dead based on Part 4, and she is, as far as he is aware. Why is Palpatine unconcerned with Obi-Wan? In Part 6, Ian McDiarmid appears briefly as Emperor Palpatine to chastise Darth Vader for continuing his hatred against Obi-Wan. Palpatine appears to perceive Vader's vexation as a diversion from developing his control over the dark side, an instance of him pointlessly clinging to the past. Although it's not exactly bad counsel, we're not sure why Palpatine seems to be so uninterested in the news of Obi-Wan's return. Does he not worry about Obi-Wan's potential threat to his expanding empire? Why wouldn't Palpatine put Obi-Wan at the top of his list of targets to be killed? After all, having Sith Inquisitors serves just that purpose. Unfortunately, we've run out of time, so that'll be all for today's video on whether we'll get to see more of the Grand Inquisitor and other details about Obi-Wan Kenobi Season 2. Thanks for watching today's video, and don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to our channel for more videos like these. We'll see you again next time, and thanks for watching.